very dynamic, Anand Goenka, our Executive Director, who's brought Screen back to say a digital cover. And for that, you know who's a very special guest. The star cover girl herself. Big round of applause one more time for Shraddha. Shraddha, most absolutely gorgeous, yes, but absolutely talented. I'm a personal fan of your wit and humor as well. So we move forward with this one, and I would like to quickly do a very tiny introduction of Shraddha so that we all know some of the things that we were not aware of till now. So we've got someone, yes, absolutely and most special, Shraddha Kapoor, who's one of the most rare stars who just connects with people effortlessly. It just comes to her naturally, both on and off screen. We're going to see the magic and experience it ourselves this evening. She's talented, and her heartfelt performances in various films, including Baghi, and her charming presence in Tu Jhooti Main Makar, Shraddha has shown time and again that she can do it all the time. And of course, how can we forget her recent super success, Stree 2, which took the box office by storm, breaking records and reminding us all that ye Stree kuch bhi actually kar sakti hai. Good luck, Shraddha, for future and all your endeavors in your craft. And as you know, I don't know how many people actually know that till some time, Shraddha Kapoor was the second most followed Instagram Indian celebrity. But today, you have to know that Shraddha is the most followed Indian actress amongst all that you see. So let's give it up for most incredible, talented, gorgeous, and witty Shraddha Kapoor to join us on stage. And I request Jyoti Sharma Baba, who is our unveiling the first ever digital cover. Congratulations to you, Shraddha, and congratulations, Jyoti, for bringing her on the cover at the right time and the right person. Now I request Anand Goenka to join us on stage with Mr. Suresh Kumar Bhutani, our presenting partner, Ixas. Make some noise! Shraddha, they all want, no, you stay here. They all want to walk up to you for this special photograph. I request detail. hand, Shraddha. I'm leaving you with Jyoti Baba to have this conversation.
वो स्त्री है, वो कुछ भी कर सकती है. She can make box office records, she can break them. She delivered Hindi cinema's biggest hit ever this year. So Shraddha, आप अपनी चमत्कारी चोटी साथ लाइए.
First of all, good evening everyone. I have to say that growing up in a filmy household, screen has been a part of those moments when I would run to my hall and look for the new issue. My brother and I would sit and we would flip through the magazine and we would just be like, आज कौन से फिल्म स्टार की फोटो आई है, आज क्या खबर आई है, and पापा की फोटो है क्या. So you know, it's really something. It's very special to see myself on its relaunch cover. So I want to say thank you so much. It's really very personal because that little girl in the living room is now up on the cover. So it feels awesome, and I have to say that my parents are really proud. So thank you so much for having me on the relaunch cover of this iconic magazine.
Thank you so much.
And of course, मेरी चोटी तो हर वक्त मेरे पास रहती है. मेरे दो pockets है. It's in one of them. So I'm तैयार. I'm prepared. Whenever I need it, I'll just bring it out.
Let's make the magic happen. So tell me, 600 crores and counting. 3-2 has been this massive success. So, according to you, who or what is the reason for this? That critical thing that has really worked with the audience. What is that? Who is that, according to you?
I'll be very honest. I truly believe that when Stree 1 happened, it happened about 6 years ago. Maddock was just up and coming as a production house as well. All the actors in the film, we were at very different paths, stages in our careers. We were also growing in our own ways. And my personal reaction to when I heard the first part was, I felt like I hadn't heard a film like that. It was based on a true an urban legend, and I was literally falling off the sofa when I heard it, and I felt, I'm so glad that they came to me for this film, which is pure entertainment, and I'm genuinely laughing at the dialogues, the scenes. I'm enjoying myself. My character is this mysterious girl who comes and goes, and you're constantly wondering about her presence. So I have to say that the kind of love that the first part itself got, it was immense. It was really huge, the kind of accolades that the film got. So I have to say that it all began there. And then hats off to our producer, our writers, my director, for them to really crack a sequel, because it's important to really not make a sequel for the sake of it. You really have to have some substance if you're going to bring people to the theatres and garner genuine appreciation. So I feel, I feel like they really stood by the of staying true to how a sequel should be made. So I feel it all started with Stree 1, and they did a super job by cracking the story of Stree 2, getting all the entertainment factors into the film. We have brilliant actors in the film. We have some really entertaining dialogues. So I truly believe it has been a fabulous team effort and pure cinematic joy, and really proud to be a part of this film. And the audience decides, right? They know that they want to leave their homes for entertainment, and we're really happy that we could do that for them.
And it seems we are ready for Stree 4 already, right?
So my director Amar sir, he said कि कहानी मिल गई है Stree 3 की. So I got very excited, and I mean, kuch to amazing he must have, they all must have thought. So I can't wait to know what it's about.
But it is a powerful statement, even in 2024, to have a film called Stree. Till a few years back, Hindi filmmakers will give these very powerful macho names to their cinema. And today, Stree is the highest earning Hindi film ever. So in a world of Singhams, Jawans, Pathans, Tigers, what do you think this success signifies, especially when it comes to the way audience is looking at content?
I think it signifies a very, very simple thing. A good film always works. And I feel like the audiences only care about that now. And I think that should motivate all of us to pull our socks up and not take anything for granted, and really, really make some really good films and stay true to the craft. I think that's what it means.
But what about its feminist narrative? You think that also connected? Because one of my favorite scenes in the film has you beating up the demon while the men cover behind you. It's such a powerful statement, right?
यार उस मोमेंट में ना बहुत मज़ा आया कि एक लड़की आ रही है अपनी चोटी निकाल के धुलाई कर रही है, एंड आई फील लाइक आई मीन जस्ट इमेजिन द इमेजिनेशन ऑफ द राइटर्स, राइट? इट्स फैबुलस to give a woman her strength in her choti. I had a great time. Those were my favorite bits to play, to enact. I just thought it was genius. And the fact that it makes sense, you know. So मुझे बहुत मज़ा आया, और मैं ना मतलब घर पे भी ऐसे चोटी लेके घूम रही थी और सबको बता रही थी कि मतलब सावधान रहना, छोटी है मेरे पास. It was a lot of fun.
But can success also be isolating? You have been through the entire gamut. You had a rocky start to your career, and then these pop culture with Heather, with Chichore, Tu Jhuti, and now Stree. So tell me, what is lonelier? Is it success or is it failure? And how do, say, your contemporaries react to both? What sort of response do you get from Bollywood ecosystem?
You know, I'll be very honest. I still live with my parents, with my brother, my dogs, and for me, it's a blast. My entire journey has been a great time in the film industry. I feel like I've been very, very blessed, and my entire family. As I said, I live with my parents. They have seen me go through the ups and downs. But to answer your question, I really do believe that failure is supremely essential towards success, and failure is a very big teacher, and it is a part of life. It's absolutely a part of life, and I'm very, very blessed to have a fabulous support system. And every day I'm super grateful for where I am, because I know how many people want to live the celluloid dream, and how many people. My dad, he has come from a non-filmy family. His stories are so incredible of coming from Delhi. My Dadaji had a textile store. And फिर मेरे डैड को बोला कि you know, you work in Delhi and you do whatever you want in Delhi. And my dad had joined a travel agency, but my dad wanted to act, and he of course hopped onto a train and he came to Bombay. And you know, those stories are those stories that really make me want to keep my head down, because my dad really made it from scratch and made it on his own. So I have had a really, really fabulous support system at home. So through and through the ups and downs, I've been very, very blessed. I don't know if this answers your question, but you were asking, is it lonelier when you're successful, or is it lonelier when you're going through failures? I feel like if you have your closest ones with you, you're okay through the entire journey.
But you, because we see you as this girl who has her loved ones around, but we don't see you at parties, at Bollywood even so much. But so the larger ecosystem, you have your people and you stick with them. Is that what you're saying?
You know, I recently got a puppy, okay, and now all the more that I feel like, yeah, there is no place like home. Very honestly, there is no place like, and it's nice also to just जल्दी खा के सोना, पपी के साथ थोड़ा सा टाइम वाइम स्पेंड करना. पर ऐसा नहीं कि मैं पार्टीज में नहीं जाती. आई डोंट नो व्हाई इट्स बिकम लाइक, oh, she doesn't go anywhere. That's not true. That is not true at all. Yes, I am more of someone who loves to be at home as much as possible, and you know, be with my family and my close friends, etc. But yeah, ऐसा नहीं है. मतलब मैं जाती भी हूँ.
And this brings me to,
if I have to add, it depends कि मतलब ऐसे होता है ना कि चलो आज मूड है, चलो जाते हैं, and नहीं है तो घर पे रहते हैं. It's like that.
you follow your own to it. Let's also, you have another family. You're 93.6 million followers on Instagram. What a massive success. Just in today's day and age, how difficult it is to stay relevant because the trends change faster than anything on Instagram. Also, what kind of investment does it demand of you? Because you're a full-time actor who also has this, huge following for which you have to remain relevant. How do you balance both?
So, I do a lot of मस्ती on Instagram. I'll be honest, मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा मज़ा आता है. और I have to tell you कि बहुत entertaining लोग मिलते हैं आपको Instagram पे, जो मैं अपने comments में मिलती हूँ after I put a post or something, and I will sit and I'll read the comments, and I have to tell you, it is so entertaining and it is so much fun, and there is so much creativity in some people's comments that automatically I feel like retorting, replying back, and very honestly, I handle my own social media and I have a lot of fun with it, and the entire credit goes to everybody who shows up on my comments and enjoys and does masti with me. So I have to give it to them. The credit goes entirely to them.
I follow you on Instagram. You are responding to comments, and your wit always shines through.
It's very, how do you call it? Cheesy also, no?
Fun. It's all you. I think relatability is what works for you. At this stage of your career, tell me, what will Shraddha Kapoor not do when it comes to films or characters? Everybody has, their reservations. For instance, some actors will not do certain kind of intimacy scenes. Others look at messaging. But what is Shraddha's no-go area?
I feel like, very honestly, I believe that my best is yet to come, and I definitely want to feel when I am going to be a part of a film that it is going to be something exciting for me as an actor. It is going to be something exciting for me to be a part of a particular story that is really riveting, that may have a message which is subliminally, passed on to the audiences. And so I am in that headspace right now, which is also why, there was a time where I was doing a lot of films back to back, and now it's become the opposite. It's like 3 साल में एक release हो रही है, या एक, that has happened with Tu Jhoothi Main Makkar and Baghi 3, and it's fine. Like, I found my comfort in that now, because I feel like I want to be a part of films where I really feel fulfilled as an actor, and I can push myself as an actor as well, and definitely do something different from what I've done before.
Which I think you always do, because if we look at your filmography, this is one thing that always stands.
But I'm not in that, ki there has to be a lineup of films. My next film hasn't even been announced, and it's okay till I don't feel like, because it takes a lot for anybody to be a part of a film. It takes months, it takes a lot of work and a lot of prep. So till I feel that from the bottom of my heart, yeah.
Well, I have a very interesting segment planned for you. How would Shraddha Kapoor behave if she was to deal with situations your characters faced in your films? Okay? So, for Ashiki, if you have a clingy boyfriend who's threatened by your success, how will you react?
First of all, I don't think in Ashiki that was Rahul Jaikar's character. He had an alcohol problem. He wasn't threatened by my character's success. Unfortunately, the demon of alcoholism overtook him. But if I had a character like that, run for your life, run in the other direction. Where is the exit? Bhago!
Bhago, right. Chichore, if you are you are an outsider in what is essentially a boys' club.
But I was a part of the gang. So what would I do, you're saying?
So if you are one of the very few women in what is essentially a boys' club, what do you do? Enjoy the attention?
But no, I wouldn't be an outsider. I would be like, "Arey, buddies."
I'm one of the
Because also in school, I have been like that. I've also been one of the boys. So I can relate to that.
Okay. Half girlfriend. Do you have commitment? You have commitment issues in the film. But what about real life, Shraddha?
Do I have in real life? You know, I am that full fairy tale romance chahiye in life kind of a person. So no half girlfriend business for me in real life.
Tu jhuthi main makkar. A girl who wants a healthy distance from her family but is in love with a boy who wants her to live with in an in a joint family setup.
You know, when you're that's tricky. That is tricky. Because, I mean, I can't answer this on the spot. But also, see, I live with my family. I love living with my family. It's that energy of having your family members around. And, I mean, there's constantly a party at home. So, till I'm not in that situation, this one I nahi pata. But I have to share one anecdote. We have this system in my home where whenever anybody wants space from each other, we have made D&D signs. D&D हमने लिखा हुआ है एक पेपर पे और वो हम कमरे के बाहर लटका देते हैं. So the rules of this D&D is कि only if it is an emergency can you bang on the door really really loudly or scream and shout, and or if it's not, then just wait till that sign is off.
So as we are at the screen launch, and you already spoke very nicely about, you must also be reading about your father, your family. Was it strange sometimes to, see how this is happening, or were you always comfortable with the attention?
So growing up, everyone in school would be like, शक्ति कपूर की बेटी है, पता है, बड़े villain है वो, संभल के रहना. And I used to in fact walk with a chip on my shoulder कि you don't know who my brother is, because my brother was 3 years older and he had a lot of tashan in school. So I used to have that, कि nobody can mess with me, भैया है और वो from the top floor I will complain and all of that. So of course growing up in a film family with my Masi, my Masi is my grandfather being, I have musicians in the family also. So it's been a very creative environment that I've been brought up in as well. And of course, seeing my father and my Masi, them going to their shoots so it has been an integral part of my life. And but ऐसा नहीं था कि because I have always had friends also who've not been a part of the industry, and they are my best friends today also. It never felt like somehow ना कि ऐसा feeling नहीं हुआ कि यार filmy family से हूँ या ऐसे. No, it didn't feel like that very much.
lovely. So she handled my questions very well. Now I will invite Anand to do a very special rapid fire segment with her. Over to you, Anand.
So, Shraddha, the rapid fire segment is the one thing that I think doesn't need explanation in Bollywood.
And I have to tell you, I'm not very rapid at it.
No, that's
I will give you one paragraph,
okay.
1.5 minute long answers,
Chalega.
and you will smile through them.
Chalo.
Everyone will be polite about it.
No, chalega. But if you find any of them, but you're also welcome to pass if you find any of them too difficult, because there's no hamper, so you can do that. Okay. So the one thing that has changed for the better in cinema over the past 14 years of your career.
The one thing that has changed for the better, this has to be rapid, right? I think more opportunities for to do different kinds of cinema and to experiment more and think out of the box more and be. I told you my paragraphs will start.
No, that's fine.
And I think the evolution of cinema and being more experimental, I suppose.
Okay. And the one thing that's changed for the worse in the last 14 years.
In the last 14 years, one thing that's changed for the worse. I guess I don't know if anything has changed for the worse.
Are star salaries better or worse?
Oh, our salary is better or worse? That 14. I mean, I'm earning more today than I was 14 years ago.
Yes, and is that better or worse?
It is better for me.
And is it better or worse for the industry?
I mean, there is a pay parity, and it is. I feel like it's changing. I do feel like it's changing also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I also feel like actresses are stating what they feel as well.
Okay.
Yes.
But stars overall, I mean, not actors and actresses, but just across the board, like actors, one thing we keep hearing is that actors and actresses both are getting paid so much more than they were 14 years ago. Is that good for the industry? Is it bad for the industry? You think overall?
What they're getting paid?
Yeah, the fact that it's grown so much over the last 14 years.
You know, I would want to say that whatever is positively going to affect making a film the way that it's supposed to be made.
Yeah.
And those calls producers will have to take.
Okay.
There are, and it's their vision, and I feel like, and there are a few who have a long-term vision
Yeah.
and really think about where the industry is headed.
Yeah.
So I don't know, if you follow that, if those people are following that,
Yeah.
then maybe there could be. I don't know if I answered your question.
I think you're saying that it's up to the producer to decide how much the star is worth paying.
And that is I don't think there is a uniform way that everybody is following that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Tell us a personal anecdote where social media has helped you professionally and where it's caused trouble.
Professionally, I feel like it's been a fabulous medium for me to connect with my fans.
No.
And what's happened is over the years, we have formed this bond between myself and my Insta family, and we're called, we call each other Shraddha Gems, Babudis, and this has been growing. So that bond, I think, is very precious. Where you can't maybe meet someone face to face, your fans and well-wishers face to face. I think that's been amazing. I think what has been a drawback of social media
For you.
is, for me personally,
Personally. Somewhere where you found that it's causing some trouble. It's giving you whatever. Tell me where.
no, I feel like the way that I interact with everybody and the way that I choose to have my bond with my Insta fam has only been positive for me,
Okay.
very honestly.
Fine. What's for artificial intelligence in cinema?
In cinema,
In cinema.
what scares me about artificial intelligence in cinema, nowadays they have those things, right, where they can map your face and
Yeah.
all of that. I think that there will be some, what do you call it? What's the word for it?
There'll be deep fakes, there'll be more fakes.
No, the
there'll be more...
deep fakes are already there,
Yeah.
right? And there are a lot of, there's a debate over it, and I believe also there's some action being taken over it. But I feel like if it's used in a positive way, it could really enhance a cinematic experience. Of course, I do feel like you have to be really creative with it,
Yeah.
very honestly.
But it's much easier now to age you up 30 years and to, and to make, a Rajnikant look like a college student with AI, anything can happen. So in that way, filmmaking, there's more creativity. Do we lose something in the craft with so much technology?
No, I don't think so. If you have a film like Benjamin Button, for example, and if you're making something equivalent to that today, where you can creatively use AI
Yeah.
as a enhancement of your,
Right.
I mean, it becomes a character in your film in itself, right?
Right.
So I feel like if you use it creatively, why not?
Okay. We some of your interviews, and you have been asked by everyone if you believe in ghosts after Stree 2. So I won't ask you if you believe in ghosts because I know the answer. I think most of us know the answer.
What is the answer?
Tell. Has it changed?
Because
Has it changed since the movie?
I think I've given different answers in different interviews.
So tell us, what is the answer? Do you believe in ghosts or not?
See, I don't know if we can say that ghosts, but I definitely believe that there's a lot out there that we don't know.
Okay.
There is a lot out there. We feel like हमें सब कुछ पता है, हमें हाँ भूतों के बारे में हाँ ऐसे भूत होते हैं वैसे भूत होते हैं ये टाइप का होता है वो टाइप का होता है. I feel like there is so much that we don't know and there's so much that can exist out there.
So I want to know what else you believe or not believe in. Do you believe in life on other planets?
Apparently, there has been evidence that that could be a possibility. I am also someone who is, how do you say, I have this very imaginative and very head in the clouds side to me where I'm like, Arey, it would be cool, right, if there is life on Neptune. But I'm also someone who will be like, oh, was there evidence for it? I mean, it'd be
Okay.
cool, but was there evidence for it?
Okay.
You never know.
Tell me the last time you unfollowed someone on Instagram.
The last time I do it subsequently every now and then. Because also I've realized that sometimes I've accidentally ended up following also people who I don't want to follow. And then I'm like, when did this happen? Okay, so that happens.
Okay.
I will unfollow also.
So, your advice to the young influencer who wants to aspire to have 93.6 million followers, if they come to you for advice and say, Shraddha, we want to be like you, we want to have that kind of success on Instagram, what would you tell them? What's your advice?
See, I never imagined that, this would become a big thing of having an X amount of
Yeah.
followers. It just ended up happening. And I feel like people out there want to see who you are and just be yourself. And, social media is also a place where people feel like they have to change who they are to garner eyeballs, and I feel like that can really put a lot of pressure on you and that can really affect your mental health. And also always on social media what you see is not what you get, but I really do try to be as authentic as possible, so I would say ki yaar, be as
Just be
authentic
authentic.
as you can.
Okay, I think we're going to wrap up with, I think one last question which,
So no, it's as I said, I've actually not officially signed any film, and in fact that I don't even know where these rumors come from. I've not been offered most of the films that rumors have come out about, so I'm like,
okay, good, so we heard from the horse's mouth there.
yeah.
Can we end by, your accents. Ask you. You've done the photo shoot for us. You've made time for us. So I'm going to be very selfish and ask you for one last thing. Can you say "screen is back" in as many accents as you like, and then we'll.
As many. Really? What can I say? As you can see, the iconic Screen magazine. It is I'm on the cover, and it's really nice to be on the cover and to meet all you lovely people. And okay, so I think it's a wrap now. This is my British attempt at my British accent, and it was lovely talking to all of you. Thank you so much. Have a lovely evening.
Fantastic. So thank you so much for playing.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I promised a few friends we'd ask you just 2 questions. I'm so sorry. Take 3 questions. Can I get a yes, please go ahead. Who's your ideal travel partner and go-to adventure buddy?
Who is my family? That is when I can get a hold of all 4 of us to travel together. The best time that I have is with my family when we travel. We have just a great time. So my entire family.
Is there another question right here? Mike, get a mic in the first one.
Hello. Hi Shraddha and Vijay.
Hi.
Please tell us about your experience of driving your Lamborghini and how far have you driven?
So I have to tell you the inspiration behind getting the car, the supercar, is my father had a sports car. And my father said, he used to tell me stories about when he had got his sports car. He used to apparently get out of the car and kick it and shut the door. And I can only imagine my dad doing that, with style. So I have not tried that yet because I don't think I can get that much style, even 5% of that style. But I really felt like I want to copy my dad, and it's a lot of fun to drive around. अभी monsoon में उसको थोड़ा rest दिया है क्योंकि monsoon में बोला कि आप chill करो garage में. Monsoon जब खत्म होगी ना तो I'll take you out again.
And this monsoon isn't ending.
Yeah.
Yes, Navi, please go ahead.
Hi Shraddha.
Hello.
Firstly, let me admit I'm a big fan of yours.
Oh, thank you.
And you are acting right, which is natural and which is very rare. I think not just me, entire India. As you're here for a screen launch, right? I have a question related to that. So, like, you have been a part of so many successful movies, right? So, I want to know what role screen gonna play or contribute in documenting the legacy of the Bollywood, and how the screen gonna, help in shaping the future of the actors. That's my question. Thank you.
I think that's for
I
you.
think it's 3. You said
Oh,
how's
screen.
My question is screen, right?
screen?
How it's gonna contribute in documenting the legacy of the Bollywood? That's my
I'll just
question.
answer mine. You think of yours. You can get.
I think it's going to contribute in a big way.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's going to be incredible. It's been an iconic magazine, and as Mr. Bachchan also said, that there was no sensationalism. And earlier, when you heard Mr. Anant also speak, I'm really looking forward to the relaunch, and I'm very excited about it. And over to you now.
I was watching the Salim Javed documentary. I don't know if you saw it. I really enjoyed it, and I remember then that when Sholay released, it was a flop. Show fans, you all know that Sholay release was a flop. The film fans here, and so apparently Salim Javed put an ad in Screen saying that this film is going to be a hit. And immediately after that ad, people started giving the film a try, and then sure enough, what happened to Sholay. So I think there are very few brands that have so much of attachment to the history, and I can't tell you how, but I'm very confident that we'll, as long as our motivation of doing this is for the right reasons, I think audiences kind of follow. Sorry, but you asked her a question about how she's going to the first piece. Did she answer? Okay, super. Thank you so much, Shraddha. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
amazing time. We've just finished a very exciting, very interesting conversation with Shraddha. Thank you very much, Mr. Hirani, for making the time, and very talented actor Vijay for taking out the time. As we move forward, these two gentlemen don't need any introductions. As you all know, Mr. Rajkumar Hirani, known for acclaimed blockbusters one after the other, Pune Bhai, MBBS, Three Idiots, my personal favorite, Three Idiots, and which I think I must have seen I don't know how many times, and Shah Rukh Khan, star of Ducky, which we've seen recently. And with him we have a very young, and it's a really interesting combination because we have somebody like him and very young and bright actor Vijay Varma, whose Netflix, I'm sure, series you all must have seen, IC814, which has been such a huge success. Big welcome to both of you. And now I request Shubhra Gupta, who joins us in conversation with both of them. Shubhra Gupta is one of the most popular digitally and otherwise famous award-winning journalist who writes on films, and also she a popular and also film critic. So over to you, Shubhra.
Thanks, Umri. Good evening, everyone. Also a film critic should have been the first one. I'm a long-standing film critic for the Indian Express, and I really am delighted to be speaking to both of you. Mr. Hirani and I, can I say Rajkumar and I have met many years ago, and we've had conversations a couple of times on this and that. We haven't met, but I really enjoy looking at your work. Yeah, you are one of the few people who really excites me when I look at film or anything that you do. So we can start with you. I know that you have to leave at 8. Can we? You're okay about that? Okay. Because it's very hard to actually get you to actually have a conversation. So I wanted to actually start by asking you that I believe that you are, I think, the last of the filmmakers working in Hindi cinema to make what we used to call a pan-Indian film. I think after you, I really haven't seen anyone who puts together the kind of elements, actors, stars, stories, which are relatable and which are emotional and which connect in the kind of ways that movies in the 70s and the 80s used. Not the 80s so much, but the 60s and 70s, where storytelling was right on top and everything else came later. So I wanted to ask you, this is something I've asked you before. When you start to make a movie, I remember once you told me that you lock yourself in a room, and if you don't cry and laugh at the same time, then you are not going to write that. So tell me a little bit about that process. What makes a Rajkumar Hirani film a Rajkumar Hirani film?
Oh God, that's a tough one. Anyway, I think first of all, big congratulations. I'm actually personally so happy to see Screen come back. Because I was just telling somebody, my earliest memory of Screen is, I grew up in Nagpur, and there used to be a small newspaper store just right outside my dad's office. And those were many years back, 30, 40 years back, I don't know what I'm talking about. So, film magazines पढ़ने के लिए रोका जाता था, वो यहाँ पर. But my dad used to allow me to read Screen because he said he was newspaper. It used to come in a format which was like a newspaper. So that's my earliest memory of Screen. So a big congratulations for being back. Okay, now coming to your question. See, I don't know. I wish one could dissect your own process. I've never sat down and tried to dissect, say, that this is a formula to make a pan-India film. You work so much with your own gut feel, I think. I think any filmmaker, how they choose a subject is, because that kind of a subject draws them. Somebody will make horror films, somebody will make thrillers, somebody will make human interest films, because that subject draws them. And if it draws you, you have a little more knowledge about that subject, you have some interesting anecdotes about that, you want to say something about it. So, in that journey, if you're close to, like if I'm doing a PK, so I obviously have a point of view about talking about religion or God. So, or even a creed for that matter. So you believe in a certain way education should be. Or I've lived in a hostel, so I've seen the life there and I want to say, I know there'll be interesting things to say. So when you start writing like that, first of all, only that way you can write. I don't think you can sit and really say that I'm going to write a pan-India film. Those things happen by themselves. You can't sit there, because if you start sitting and writing like that, I think that's going to be the biggest mistake. Because then you'll say, oh, this person in LA will like this, let me give him a rap there, or in Bihar, let me give an item song. And then you'll try and make it like a Birpuri, which won't. So you have to go with your gut and write.
It's organic, you're saying,
Absolutely.
right? So, and I know that Munna Bhai was going to be a Shah Rukh Khan film. I know I remember us talking about it that many years ago, and it turned out to be a Sanjay Dutt film. And I don't think any one of us can think of a Munna without Sanjay. So when you actually started doing that, and you made Munna Bhai 2, which was absolutely delightful, we've been waiting all of this while for Munna Bhai 3. वो कभी बनेगी?
You know, I have 5 half-finished scripts lying with me of Munna Bhai. Because I've spent 6 months, then I've reached, they say the interval, and then it's not going beyond that, so I've done it. I have Munna Bhai LLB, I have Munna Bhai, Munna Bhai Chal Base.
हमने अमेरिका वाला देखा था.
Munna Bhai उसका ट्रेलर बनाया था, that was, Munna Bhai Chal America. So, you know, because the challenge is, I always feel that if you can't better it or even be close to what we've already made, then there's no point doing it. But right now I have an idea which I think is a very, very unique idea. And that's the thing, one quality to always look in a script and find something which is little unique in nature, which is very challenging because, 100 days of cinema has happened and
Yes.
everything has been said. So I have one idea which I'm struggling with and I'm attempting to write it.
Okay.
Hopefully, it's also out of fear. If I don't make another Munna Bhai, Sanju might come and just talk your day. He really wants to make one.
You really
Right,
do.
yeah.
Okay. So coming to Vijay, I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to ask Rajkumar, but have you any memories of screen? Because I know actually are non-film people in that sense. You both went to FTII and you were both students of cinema, and then you started to make, you did years of editing before you actually made your film. You started with a short film with Raj and DK, and then you came to the films that actually didn't really get seen so much, like Monsoon Shootout, for example. I remember being very struck by your presence in that film. It was a very exciting film, but it didn't go big. But the time that you actually broke out was Gully Boy, right? So, tell me a little bit about those early years. And do you have a moment where you think of screen as something that you read, or is this going to be a first-time experience for you, looking at screen?
First of all, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Is my mic working? All right, pass. I'm very thrilled to be sitting next to Mr. Kirani. I've been such an ardent fan of his work. Lagero, Munna Bhai, quintessential moment in our lives. I remember first, I just digress a bit.
Take your time, yeah.
He's a super senior of mine from FTI. I went there in 2005. I don't know which year. Left the 90s, 87. So, Lagero, Munna Bhai released 2006. I was still a student there. And I remember the entire batch of 20 actors went in to watch that film. We couldn't get any good tickets. Everything was sold out. That was the first time I saw half an hour making shows or 1 hour making shows. Starts with 7 in the morning. It was such a big deal. So we got the front row tickets, first row. ऐसे इतना बड़ा पर्दा, ऐसे करके देखा हमने पूरी फिल्म और पूरी फिल्म को क्लियर 3 बार और जाके देखा हमने. So I just wanted to tell Mr. Kirani that a very important influence in Indian cinema and personally for all the FAI juniors that came out here.
And this is completely a coincidence that we have both of you and both of you are, NDIS students. But here you are, students of cinema, now doing cinema. So,
Yeah.
and with an iconic screen back at your back. Yeah.
So screen, I remember watching the awards diligently. I think that made a huge impact for us. It just looked like a very merit-oriented awards. It kind of, made us look at it in a very, like, this is legit. They're actually giving awards to people who actually deserve stuff. So I felt like this Screen magazine was doing something that was probably ahead of the curve. And that's my memory of it. I have not interacted with the magazine at that time.
Right. So basically it was more like a journal. It was newspaper size, but I think it would be more accurate to call it a journal, but we are very excited to bring it back. And something you just said in your remark about people, it was legit, A, and B, people who actually deserve it. Which is the subcurrent here is that other awards basically are for people who do not deserve it.
No, I've got Best Dressed Actor award recently or something like that. I'm just saying that, Powerhouse of the Year and Clutter Breaker or Best Thursday Actor, Best Actor this weekend. So I'm just saying that.
Right. But you are a sharp dresser, we have to say that. So.
Thank you so much.
Okay, back to you. Your journey has been very distinct in the sense that, like I said, pan-India film, I'm saying it very advisedly because now people are talking about films that come from the south, where people are making these really bigger than, like massive films with massive stars, with massive moments, and every film has to be bigger and bigger. Otherwise, the impact for people who are watching and buying those tickets is not enough. And I feel in the pandemic, our viewing patterns have changed. Everything, our whole world changed, and everybody still prefers sitting inside their homes and watching movies even on their phones rather than actually coming out, stumping up a ticket and watching something. So do you believe in this changing, and this is a question to both of you, but I will ask you first. Do you believe that we will go back to the kind of movies which are your kind of films, where there will be the human first rather than the machine? Because we are getting into AI now, and everybody is wondering whether AI is going to replace the human. In my opinion, it will never, because the creativity of a machine is going to be machinistic, and you are the most humane filmmaker that we have right now. So, what do you have to say about that?
See, I feel, yes, in a way, you're slightly right of the thing that the kind of visual thirst people had 10 years, 20 years back, there was nothing available. There was no OTT, there was not so much content on phone. So visually you will be thirsty to end up in a theatre every Friday. Now that visual thirst is gone, now people are before sleeping spending 2 hours watching reels. So the immediate thing of every Friday landing up in a theatre possibly is going away. But at the same time, I feel if you have an engaging enough story, if you can keep them engaged, need not be necessarily that it's about scale. Then people will go. People hear it's a great story. People will go. That's my personal opinion. People will go and watch. We might not be providing it. We might be failing in giving that, but if you give it to them, I don't see any reason why they. When we listen to music, we don't say that. You listen to some of the most simplistic song. There's nothing, no orchestra, big orchestra playing. So it's not about scale. It's about a connect. If the story can find a connect with the person, people will go. And there have been examples even recently that people have gone out, which are not scale films. In fact, scale, I feel, can get exhausting beyond a point. How bigger can explosions become? Beyond a point, आप थोड़ा बढ़ोगे, sound बढ़ता जाएगा, और ऊपर जाएगा आपका bumper. That's not going to. It's a drama of the thing which will. We always give this example that you have a train coming, and you see a man walking on the track, and as a viewer, you say, "Arey yaar, नीचे आएगा. That's a little bit of thrill. But if you tell the audience that man is deaf, the thrill is double. अरे ये तो मरेगा, उसको सुनाई नहीं दे रहा है. So I think engaging the audience comes from your scripts, and then it's not about scale. So some film will come and go beyond, which has been happening now. Some films have come there, not beyond.
Yes, that you're right. But there's also this year, 2024, there have been only 2 films which have actually worked, so to speak. Everything else, especially the really what we used to call tentpole, still do tentpole, big star, big budget films, have all pretty much crashed and burned in the box office. So that's why I asked you the question about what is it that the human element, I think. Once you
There
have
are more choices now. I think people have more choices. They're also watching. Where globalization of cinema has happened. People are watching cinema from the rest of the world also. There's some great cinema. They have enough choices. So they are being selective about. Only when they hear some great things, they'll go to the cinema hall. But it's only I think the platform will change. I don't think cinema scene will stop. They might not sit in the theater. They'll see it somewhere else. But I guess everybody needs stories.
That will of course never change, hopefully. Vijay, I'm going to ask you the same question, but I will extend it by asking you the 70 of them.
Yeah, actually, I think I had a theatrical before the pandemic. I've not had the theatrical release since. So all the stuff, and I have 2 to 3 or sometimes 4 releases a year, and they've all been on the streamers. So I've been on the other side of it. So the whole box office business and what it does to an actor, what it doesn't do to an actor, what it does to a filmmaker is something that I can only do from the outside. So I'm not really a party to it. Having said that, I found great audience on the streaming platforms. Some of the stuff that I did really translated a lot. So I don't see any big difference for me because the work has been churning out. The quality of work has also been improving. The kind of scripts that I'm reading are also getting increasingly better. Do I want to look at myself on the big screen? I get to because I go for my premieres and they're all on the big screen. But do I want others to watch me on the big screen? Yes. Let's make that happen. I don't know how to do it. I'm dealing with a guy who can actually
Yeah, in fact, I was going to ask you a couple of questions. One is that when you talked about the numbers, right? How much of it is real? How much of it is a bogey? How much of it is completely made up? Because we don't have still, after so many years of my looking at cinema from this side and asking this question about what is it a hit and what is not. Because a distributor told me long years ago that if a movie you make with 200 crores and it makes 210, and if something you make with 36 lakhs and it makes, like say, 1.5 crore, that small film is actually the bigger film. And still then, from then on, it's been something that I've actually, been aware of. But for you, your PK also, I think 3 Idiots, still hasn't budged from that, top 10 in Indian blockbusters. How much of the numbers game, as I asked you, how much of it is, to use Vijay's word, how much of it is legend? And how much of it is completely made up? It's all smoke and mirrors? Or is it actually something that we should be as audience? Now, I believe that we are going too much into this, is film में कितने बनाए या ये फिल्म कितना बनाएगी? How much of that conversation that is now seems to be like a part of each promotion, each film, how much of it does impact you as a filmmaker, and how much of it is, you think, detrimental to the way movies are being made today?
So I very honestly feel it's a very sad way of judging cinema. So to all of us, cinema means a lot. It's a piece of, might call it art, not art, but to me it's a very collaborative art where we really work very hard for many years to create something. And if it's being judged by money, it's a sad thing. There was a time when it would be judged by how many weeks it's running and so many people are watching for such silver jubilees and golden jubilees were the terms used. But yes, now figures keep floating around. I'm actually not the right guy to be able to tell you how it happens, legit, not legit. And, but yes, one does see figures which are sometimes net, which are sometimes gross, which are ways of saying, and it's actually, I don't know how it started. In a way, I'm sorry, but it started from
Started with Gajini.
from coming, it's actually newspapers putting it out like that, then producers started putting out like that. And it's a trap, you fall in your own trap, you try judging your films. And then now people have this whole thing of putting comments. So they go and comment, they judge the film by how much business it is. So it does affect us. Ideally one would like a situation where people just stop talking about how much business it's doing and just talk about how the film is. Yeah.
Like how you
Because very honestly, if you look at, none of us will remember how much business Mughal-e-Azam did or what any film in the past did. We judge that film by memory of that film. Oh, that was a great film. We are not remembering that film by saying, hey, did that film out there in the 70s did this much of business, that's why it's a great film. Finally, it's how much space it made in your heart is, you remember it by.
Right. It's like how the lovely answer, because it's truly you, as someone like me who watches movies and I write about them. It's about how it makes me feel. Ultimately, that's really truly where it's at. So I'm going to ask you, Vijay. You have been doing all of these. Lots of your roles have been sort of in the gray zone, in the negative kind of. I mean, I don't like the where you actually, in one you are a.
And unveiling of the most beautiful first ever digital cover, and all of you all have made the time to join us. So thank you very much for making the time and joining us. And as I mentioned, that we are in a hurry to move and move quickly, because you want to spend more time with Shraddha than actually having some MC to talk and talk too much, right? So I want to start off by saying that we have a very special video which we want to share with you, which is basically, which will just show you the journey of screen since a very, very long time when we started, and since 1951. And it's my absolute privilege to present that video to you, and then we move forward with that.